Hi, welcome to this training video on how to make your writing concise. On this video, I'll share with you some possible causes of wordiness. Being aware of what makes your writing wordy can help you identify how you could tighten your language whenever you write your report. But first, let's discuss the basics. What is concise writing? Concise writing is saying what you want to say using the fewest number of words possible. Our clients read several pages of reports, emails, memos, proposals, and other written communication. They don't have time to read long text, and they will not waste their time trying to figure out what we want to say. Therefore, we need to give them brief and concise reports. Perhaps your editor has been telling you that your writing is wordy. Wordiness is using more words than is necessary to get your point across. Have you ever thought what causes wordiness? Is your report too wordy? If you answer yes to any of the following questions, it means that your report could be wordy. First, are you unsure whether you're using the right words to explain your ideas? Sometimes, not knowing the right words to use causes wordiness. This could be true for writers whose first language is not English. For example, what do you think the writer means with the phrase politics-related public figure? This four-word phrase can be reduced to one word, politician. To avoid this cause of wordiness, you need to widen your English vocabulary. Study the frequently used terms in the industry relevant to your report, and then practice using those terms. The more vocabulary you know, the more capable you are in substituting 2 or 5 words with a single precise word. Second, do you use too many unnecessary and vague modifiers? For example, you might be using these terms in your report: highly discussed, widely mentioned, widely accepted, highly engaging. These terms do not only make the report wordy, but also cause misinterpretation and lack of clarity. Third, do you use too many prepositional phrases or possessives? Unnecessary words and phrases add length to the sentence. Instead of saying campaign on Facebook or the photo of Chris Lee, just say Facebook campaign or Chris Lee's photo. The clients will appreciate your effort to value their time by not making them read long and empty text. Lastly, do you tend to include too many details? The amount of information you need to include in your report depends on the report objectives and the client's current knowledge on what you are saying. The answer to how much details you need to include is a decision you need to make even before you begin writing. The safest way to guide you through is that the obvious details that are already shown on the charts, visuals, or tables don't need to be translated to text. Here are the 4 questions again. Are you unsure whether you're using the right words to explain your ideas? Do you use unnecessary words or vague modifiers? Do you use too many prepositional phrases or possessives? Do you tend to include too many details? Did you answer yes to any of these questions? Let me give you a few seconds to think about it. If you are able to acknowledge what makes your report wordy, you can surely help yourself become more conscious of concise writing. Well, that was too wordy. I used 22 words. Let me say that again, this time with fewer number of words. Acknowledging what makes your report wordy is the key to making your report concise. Sounds better with 14 words. The next question is, how can you make your writing concise? Let me give you some tips on how to be brief and concise without necessarily omitting details in your report. Number 1. Avoid redundant categories. Specific words imply there are categories that you don't need to state. For example, everybody knows that winter is a season, so just use winter. Red is a color, yes, but just say red. Similarly, use early instead of at an early time. Use round, not round in shape. Number 2. Avoid redundant pairs. Many word pairs have similar meanings. One of the two words can stand alone without the other and without changing its meaning. For example, is there a belief that is not personal? Is there a fact that is not true? Do we pay for gifts? Bonus is something that is added. And a surprise is not something we expect. Be more conscious of these word pairs. If one word will suffice, then leave out its partner. Number 3. Omit needless words and verbal deadwoods. Why use for the reason that and owing to the fact that when you can use because? You may also omit an entire phrase like a total of without omitting any important detail. For example, in this sentence, Lisa told other netizens that she was of the opinion that a total of 100 winners would receive exclusive items despite the fact that the company had reduced its campaign budget. You may replace told other netizens and despite the fact that with one word and omit a total of and was of the opinion that from 31 words down to 17 words. An almost 50% cut on wordiness. Just remember, every word that you don't need has to go. Let's try some examples. Can you try using one or two words instead of these wordy expressions? Let me give you 10 seconds to think. You may write your answers on a sheet of paper, then I'll show you the answers for you to see if you got them all right. Here are the possible answers. Of the belief that can just be believe that. Make a connection with is simply connect with. Have the capability to can be reduced to can. Take into consideration may be replaced with consider. In terms of is by. And in the event that may be replaced with if. If you got them all correct, congratulations! Let's continue with number 4. Forget about unnecessary intensifiers. In business report writing, intensifiers like extremely, absolutely, quite, very, often, and highly are unnecessary. To emphasize intensity, give specific details. Number 5. Exclude expletives. Expletives are extra words like it, there, or what that are added to a sentence as fillers but do not have any meaning. The famous saying, "There's no place like home," could be rephrased to, "No place is like home." And instead of saying, "It is important to listen to social media conversations," say, "Listening to social media conversations is important." Number 6. Remove nominalizations. Nominalizations are the noun forms of verbs and usually end in shin or tion. For example, use applies instead of files his application, agree instead of reach an agreement, collaborate in place of enter into a collaboration, and investigate instead of conduct an investigation. Number 7. Get rid of needless attributions. Go direct to your point and omit meaningless phrases like were observed, it was found that, were noted, or was said to. These are meaningless and merely state the obvious. For example, you can't say that a post has 100 likes without observing. So, what is the point of including were observed? Number 8. Reduce phrases to words. Replace a descriptive phrase following a noun with a one-word adjective that precedes the noun. For example, rephrase netizens who own credit cards to credit card holders. Say repost for prize campaign rather than campaign that requires reposting to win a prize. Similarly, reduce campaign held on Facebook to Facebook campaign. Now, try this. Can you reduce wordiness by 50%? Here are the possible answers. From 8 to 4 words, the client could consider instead of what the client could take into consideration is. The second is rewritten to OCBC staff Cherry Woo provided fast and reliable service with 9 words from the original 19-word version. Let's proceed to number 9. Eliminate repetitive wording. Avoid repeating any information that you already mentioned. Sometimes, the repetitions appear on the succeeding sentences. For instance, these 2 sentences have 16 words. The brand could engage key opinion leaders or KOLs. These KOLs could help improve brand awareness. Notice the repetition. Key opinion leaders or KOLs and KOLs. To rephrase, combine the 2 sentences and make it: the brand could engage KOLs who could help improve brand awareness. 11 words. Easier to understand. No repetitive wording. Number 10. Disregard words that explain the obvious or provide excessive details. For example, the sentence, UOB uses a voice emotion detector in its telephone system to verify a customer's sincerity in requesting for a cancellation through the customer's voice, has 25 words. The detail, through the customer's voice, is already obvious. The phrase voice emotion detector implies that the verification is done based on the customer's voice. From 25 words, the sentence now has 19 words. Easy to read, free from the obvious details. Number 11. Don't overuse relative structures. Using relative clauses that begin with relative pronouns like who, that, which, whose, or where is acceptable. However, don't overuse relative structures. The sentence that reads, "The campaign, which was held on Facebook, generates sales leads that are important," may be rewritten as, "The Facebook campaign generates important sales leads." Every word counts and extra words are better omitted. Number 12. Beware of redundant acronyms. Avoid repeating a word already found on the acronyms. For example, ATM machine is wrong because the M in ATM already means machine. The phrase then reads, automated teller machine machine. Use PIN only, not PIN number. N in PIN means number. PDF format is also redundant, as PDF means portable document format. Know the meanings of the acronyms to avoid repetitions. Remember, every word counts. To avoid wordiness, imagine you need to pay $100 for every word you use. You'll be surprised with how many wasted and unnecessary words you can omit from your report. Again, be brave to be brief. Be concise to be considerate of your client's time. Be interesting to be read. Thank you.